Hello and welcome back to Metaphor. So in the last episode, we fought Luis. We finally confronted him, and then turns out he had a secret plot on the side where he knew where the prince was and he was going to attack, and he sent Zorba out to attack him, and we found a dead agent already here. He turned Will into a human? It turns out they were always humans. Elda were human. They're another form of Elda is a human. And everything's a mess. I need to get a more solid answer. I have my theories that I kind of went over as the episode went. I'm going to just not theorize until we get out of this, because right now my mind is confused a little bit, but not confused in a bad way. This is very interesting, and I think you're not supposed to understand quite yet. So hopefully. But we are currently trying to see if the prince is all right in Will and Gallica's home. It's a dead body of a resistance operative. It looks as though he didn't even have a chance to defend himself. Who would do such a thing? Zorba. Okay, that goes back. Gold beetle? Huh? Don't I need like 8 more? I need 1 more for the next reward. Damn. Wait, can I should probably be leaning up against walls to see. Excuse me? A fairy. I think they're a little alarmed they'll feel a little alarmed if we all swarmed in on them as a big group like this. For now, let's leave them be and move on. Oh. Ah, so they run when you get... I see. God, I just what is going on? Who is Will? Oh, it's a fairly old Ujif man. It seems he's working to lay a body to rest.
Russell? You're safe!
Huh? My word. Is that you, Gallica?
You were His Highness's tutor.
Hmm? I know but one red-dressed knight. Are you the royal guard? The Lady Hulkenberg? By the heavens. Then...
She's been helping us. Everyone here is a trusted ally. They've all fought to save the prince.
Alas. Oh, what a tragedy. If this reunion had only been a moment sooner.
Russell, where is His Highness? What happened? Is His Highness safe?
A few days ago, those detestable cursed thorns finally faded. I cannot tell you how long I had waited to see them gone. It was truly a joy beyond words. It happened before we could fathom it. A lone stranger, a loathsome figure, came striding in. His Highness had only just regained consciousness since the curse's lifting. Yet, to protect us, he threw himself upon the assassin's blade.
What?
We were horror-struck. His Highness lay pierced through the heart, and we saw him breathe his last.
No, that can't be true.
The stranger was a master of magic. None could match him. Of the Resistance's numbers, only I remain.
Someone's messing with everyone's memories. There's no reason. Okay.
Who was responsible for this?
I don't know who the murderer was, but he cried his patron's name aloud as he did the deed. For Count Luis. From the moment he appeared, I believe his sole purpose was to kill His Highness. As soon as the lifelight left the prince's eyes, the stranger left, with only a smile.
An innocent boy, twice tormented in the clutches of assassins. All because of the family he was born into.
Luis, there really is no evil you won't stoop to.
Please, Russell. Where is the prince?
Where's the body?
We've laid him in the prayer room for now, at the end of the cave. He rests just this way.
You're coming. aren't you, love?
I must go to him.
You're right. Maybe we'll find some way to help.
Ah, I'd heard a rumor that there was a boy candidate who claimed to be His Highness. So, that was you? 'Tis just as St. Rilla said. You're no scoundrel. Indeed, you risked life and livelihood to see His Highness restored. Strange. Something in you reminds me of His Highness.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Oh my god.
Well, I will go before you to the prayer room. Once you are ready, you are free to join me.
Before I go to the prince, I think I'll help Russell lay this body to rest. Oh. What?
You're going to stay here?
No. I must bear witness myself. As his knight, I must.
Oh, that's just on Russell. Who is he? Elderly Uchief man first encountered in the ancient Elden Sanctum. Alongside Grius, he was one of the aides who elected to secretly move the prince from the royal palace, and as the last of them remaining. A renowned scholar of history and politics, he was employed by the royal palace as the prince's tutor. While charging a Uchief with a royal's education was a highly controversial decision, it serves to demonstrate the ambitions the former king had in his lifetime. You gonna read anything that comes up from now on? I plan to go back and read all of these, but just so we can stay on top of whatever. Oh yeah, we're here. Let's read, see if there's anything I'm missing. Secret village of the Elda tribe located north of Principality of Oceania, hidden deep within an uncharted forest of the northwestern side of the continent. It is also a place of refuge, sought by the prince after being cursed in Grand Trad. Once a small city located above ground in the forest, it was senselessly set on fire at Forden's command, which led the residents to move their domiciles underground to feign annihilation. The settlement is hardly glamorous and small by nature, but the sanctum has nevertheless preserved the lost history and knowledge of the old world, giving it a somewhat otherworldly atmosphere. I think that's all we need to read about right now. Yeah. Will, what is going on? Why do people say you
I'm a little worried.
Remind them I need to get to the prince as quickly as I can. Prince is in the prayer room on the lower level. I don't want to believe it, but we need to see him for ourselves. Yeah, this is the most important thing.
It's nearly time.
This voice. Because Gallica's memory is all spotty. Everyone, I need to know what's going on.
Have I waited?
Hi.
Hey, you.
Are you associated with the group that's been sheltering the prince? It's all because of them that another calamity's befallen us. Now that I get a closer look at you, are you Elda? I'd heard that the prince was the only Elda within the resistance. Aren't you an Elda? Oh, you're not. You're not in the resistance.
Beg pardon?
Hold on, did you really come here from the outside the sanctum? What's going on? No, it can't be. Are you truly Elda? How do you guys not know him? What?
You must hurry. The time has come.
I am so confused. These resistance members can keep sacrificing themselves for all I care. It's not my problem. I guess that came out sounding a little cold. Suppose I can carry the bodies away. There's too many for that old Ujif to handle all on his own.
What?
Right past this door, here's the living quarters. Lady Gruidai made it strictly clear that it's not to be opened under any circumstance. You heard me. Now hurry along.
All was was for this day.
What?
There is still time.
Gallica, is it really you? I was wondering where you'd gone off to. Oh, thank goodness you're safe. How are the others? The others? They're fine. It's just a bunch of people who died. More importantly, Gallica, we have to go gather petals from that flower patch in the forest. What?
Sure.
Oh, maybe later, okay? I'm still on a mission, so now really isn't the time to... You've changed, Gallica. You're even starting to talk like one of them. It's so weird.
What?
Huh? Are you trying to be a person? You're strange now. What? What is that about? Alright. No go, Beatles. The prayer room is located further in. At the moment, it's being used to mourn those who are no longer with us. I pray you don't cause a disturbance. Prince is just ahead. Are you ready, Will? Why do I have to be ready? What is happening in here? Oh. Damn. This is a big... There's a body there, at least. The people who brought the prince to this village call themselves simply the Resistance. They feared a name would spread word of their existence. Their numbers have gradually dwindled, and after today's tragedy, Russell is all who remains. Hardly resistance now. The truth is, during the attack, I crossed paths with the assailant. He walked right past me onto the stairs outside. At the time, the only thing that struck me was his unusual garb. Otherwise, he walked by so casually it seemed nothing was amiss. It was only afterwards that I found out he had just massacred all those people. I tremble even now, just thinking about it.
Hello?
Beyond this door is a place called the Organization has been using as a hideout. Or should I say, it was beyond this door. Other than the elderly Russell, the rest of them are... Perhaps we brought this upon ourselves, but still, it's also dreadful.
Oh, wow!
Huh? Gallica, is that you? Wow, long time no see. Oh, wow, Gallica, the funniest stuff happened while you were gone. Your friend totally fell in a pond. It was hilarious. And then get this. Are you busy or something? You look tired. We should talk more later, though, okay? No, right, your friend is further in. I think you're late. Your friend? Gallica, are you friends with the prince? Wait, your friend is further in. Wait, what about the middle? Aha, you're all from the outside, aren't you? Hey, am I telling you what's going on right now? Nobody will tell me anything. They all just say, don't leave the house. I know the fires were scary, but it's all too much to be holed up like this. I, for one, have no intention of spending my life running between caves and forests.
It's you!
Beyond here lays the altar of secret history. Wow. The sanctuary which houses the true story of our people and world. Kindly refrain from making any loud noise lest you startle the fairies. Can I... Holy shit, they'll let me in. Wait, but Story's back there.
Huh?
Oh, it's you, Gallica. Yeah, long time no see. I'm happy you're safe. Long time. Has it really been so long? Oh, I suppose you're right. Wow, I guess you didn't miss me much. It's been several months, you know. Several months? Oh my, Gallica is keeping track of time now, is she?
What?
Huh? What do you mean? A day, a month, a year? That's people talk. What time does time matter to a fairy? You're almost like them. But I guess that's kinda cool. I guess a fairy, yeah, that is like a common thing. Oh, why would a fairy, there are murals. Why would a fairy keep track of time? It's all about fun for them.
Wow! Oh, wow!
Oh, wow, it's Gallica. I don't know why, but I'm so happy right now. Come on, Gallica, let's play. What should we do? What should we do? Play.
That.
I'm sorry, I can't play right now. Another time, okay? What do you mean you can't? Are you really, Gallica? Whatever, though. When you can play, I'll be around. I've never felt more at peace than here. I've flitted around a lot, but this village, and especially this place, is just so relaxing. Don't you agree? Maybe.
Oh, it's you!
Really? There's just this aura that draws us fairies in. Shame you people can't feel it.
Yet.
The village sure does have a lot of fairies, more than I've seen in any other place I've been, actually. Yeah, we don't tend to stick around in one place for very long, but I guess this place is the exception. Isn't it just like a fairy to find somewhere we like and stay here for as long as we want? Okay. That is all the people to talk to? Mural depicts a scene from ancient history. Together, the three artworks form one large scene. 8 youths stand, facing away from each other in a ring formation. In a ring formation? At the center of the circle lies a corpse holding a flower. Each figure is from a different tribe. Perhaps the corpse belongs to an Elda. All 8 have their backs to the body. The artwork is entitled Triptych, A Birth of the Tribes. Birth of the Tribes? Ooh. Interesting. That gives me some thoughts. Mural depicts a scene from ancient history. An elegant capital city crumbles in flames. Large-scale magic is cast and dragons are let loose in the chaos. The artwork is titled The War of the Dragons. That one doesn't give me any thoughts. Mural depicts a scene from ancient history. Spellbinding city is depicted filled with towering futuristic architecture that's far beyond anything in the 3 nations' capitals. That doesn't look like modern times. That looks more advanced than like current modern 2025. The artwork is entitled Era of Light. Okay. Era of Light. The image appears to show some academics studying a store of hidden power contained within a person's body. Their work is The Invention of Magic. Huh. Okay. A wise-looking youth and a beautiful woman face each other in a familiar forest. Could this depict the sanctum? Upon closer examination, the woman is an Elda. The art appears to be a blessing of the union between 2 figures. So, the king and... Hey, why is the sun, like, beaming a light into the woman? I wonder when this scene is supposed to have taken place. Union. Mural depicts a historical scene from a seemingly more recent era than the others. Clemar General leads an army. Soldiers are equipped with modern weaponry, including gauntlet runners and igniters. Okay, so the War of Annex War. Second World. Scene from ancient history. A city lies in ruins in the background, a testament to the repercussions of war. In the foreground, resilient survivors take up a agrarian lifestyle. Oh wait, agrarian lifestyle. Dawn. This one over here gives me the most ideas that I want to... I'm going to wait to go over anything, but this one's very clearly about the king and the prince's mom. Or Will's mom. Or both. Or the prince is Will. Depending on who is dead over there. I'm so confused. Okay, I don't see anyone else to talk to around. the outside.
Come off it.
I've heard that the Eldar are considered a solid tribe to the outside world. Perhaps that's reflected in the current state of affairs. That child is royalty, yet his life has been defined by tragedy beyond anything I've experienced. To think that there are those who would see such a child as no more than prey to be slain. To look upon a mere boy such as he and revile him. Their souls are truly cursed. I got that right. He's there. So unless everyone's eyes are messed up or something, and memories are messed up and muddled,
Hey.
I don't know what's going on. Russell, the prince is... Oh, Highness, for you to forfeit your life in order to save ours, it can only mean that we have truly failed you. There can be no atonement, no penance, to match the magnitude of our failure. I'm trying to stay away from it while I go check that left room. To be completely honest, there are those within the sanctum who think ill of both His Highness and the Resistance. But life is priceless. For him to have died in such a way, at so tender an age. Let us pray so that such tragedy is never repeated. Offer your prayers not to any idol, but to the God that dwells within. Alright, let me search. There shouldn't be anyone in here, according to them saying everyone's dead. Oh, I guess there technically is everyone in here. Numerous coffins.
Really?
I hope people don't blame the Resistance for the attack on the village. We were all fighting for the same purpose. Ooh. Handle's covered in a layer of dust. Hasn't been opened in a long time.
Oh!
Me? No, I'm not part of the Resistance. I just help out in my own time. I take it you saw the coffins outside? Old man Russell's on his own now. Never since I was a kid, the old man's been teaching me much about the outside world. The adults all speak ill of the Resistance, but the younger folk around here are all genuinely grateful for them. This is... okay, when I looked into the far side mirror, I saw the prince lying on that very bed. Oh. Slab engraved with a number of names. I believe the names of all those Resistance members who've lost their lives so far. His name at the very bottom, Arvid Alsace. That was Grius's real name, right? I'm sorry, Grius. If only we could have gotten to you a little sooner.
Huh?
No, wait, is that you, Gallica? You're okay? You left in such a hurry. I was worried.
Well...
Sorry about that. I've been out traveling, actually. I got this really important mission. Oh, wow. It must be pretty hard. I can tell just by looking at you. And I can tell you've changed a lot, too. You're totally different. Is it because of the person you're with? You two are just like the king and the fairy of legend. Excuse me? Yep, a long time ago, there was a man who traveled all across the world, and he had a fairy with him, just like you two. One day, that traveler became a mighty king, and his fairy companion became as wise and knowledgeable as a person, so everyone called her queen. More of a respect thing. That's the legend. Pretty similar to you guys, huh? Queen, huh? But wait, what did the fairy do after the journey ended? Did she stay by the king's side? Who knows? I don't even know if that story's true or not. But if she did stay, I think that'd be lovely. I'm like... I'm like just immediately... Who's the lady that keeps talking to us? And she's like, it's almost time. She's been saying it as we came up to this room. Actually, I gotta... Never mind.
This way.
No. Your Highness.
Why?
I didn't realize anyone still remained to weep over this child. Huh? Gallica! You've returned!
Milady Gruide. It's been a long time.
May I ask who this is?
She is the chiefess of this village. The Hermitess Gruide.
She was kind enough to shelter the entire organization when His Highness fled to these woods.
I can't believe he's gone. I'm just some parapus orphan from the slums. I was never supposed to outlive any prince. Was he killed here?
No. It all happened in the bunk room in the back. We moved him here to the altar once all was quiet. I don't know if you'd believe me, but I received a revelation. Should the prince die, his body should be kept safe and still here until the rightful day comes, even if the boy is but a bastard sired by that despicable man. He is still Her Majesty's son.
Despicable? What, you mean the king? Wait, who's Her Majesty?
Do you know nothing of the child's mother?
Oh, thank God.
The boy was not brought across borders to us. He was born here, in the ancient sanctum. His mother was our past chiefess, the queen of our elder tribe. She was a flower amidst the forests, a woman of such beauty, grace, and kindness. She saved this child from the flames. And it cost her her life. Her death is on that man's hands. Like a piper, he wandered in and seduced the young queen with his idealistic tales. But he failed to protect his family and died powerless. The village was only set ablaze because the boy was in the way of the Sanctus Church's designs on the throne. And that insipid king could do nothing to stop them. But you see, this boy, His Highness the Prince, looks so much like Her Majesty. And so... You there, boy. Are you perhaps... No, it can't be. And yet...
Is something amiss, Milady Gruide? He is one of Gallica's allies. His loyalty stands with His Highness, and he has risked much in the prince's name.
Okay, the fact that Russell just says this is a random ally, like he doesn't know us, but didn't they send both of them on the mission? Like, how would you not know him?
Whoa! What's with the formal introduction? You were the one who gave us our orders in the first place.
Hurry.
I hear that voice again, coming from somewhere.
Hey, are you okay?
The time has come. Here thou camest to the end of thy journey. This secret place was home to thee. Now, remember thy path thus far. Walk thy life's road and see it anew.
Oh, it's happening. I think I kind of get what's going on.
I have been waiting for thee to overcome thy trials. Long have I waited for thy return. Know this, his life is not yet ended.
This voice.
It all started on that ill-fated day when the usurper thought to extinguish his light. Before he fades away, recount all thou hast seen and felt, all thou hast gained in thy journey's course.
I look now to the past. I see the roads I traveled on this journey.
Gallica and thee sought to take the head of Louise, but thy efforts came to naught. So, ye moved instead to join a tournament to decide the land's king.
In the prince's name.
Though thy plan was reckless, thou didst win the trust of the people by the support of peers and subjects alike. Thus, thou didst declare thyself the prince.
It was all for victory.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of another, the young prince
Is no longer with us.
Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
But
That's not true.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
His will lives on.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. So be it. Thou hast earned the truth. He was consumed by the curse, and was taken by a deep, abiding slumber. Yet his soul remained alive, so from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. And thus his stilled sands began to flow once more. Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now I ask thee, who art thou?
I've been asking this question the whole game. I keep saying, who is Will? Wait, where is I am the prince? You are not, I mean, you're not just a traveler, and you're not his friend. I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm going to, because I'm interested in how this goes.
I'm nobody.
Indeed. Thou art nobody, and thou hast nothing, to name but a few. Thy parents, memories of thy youth. Hast thou any recollection of where and how thy youngest years were spent? Yes, thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince. Dost thou suspect the reason?
Yeah,
I don't have a past.
As I said, thou hast nothing. Thou art a being of mine own creation. 'Twas Gallica alone who the Resistance laid their hopes upon all those days past. Thy life had yet to begin. All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was a memory. Thy mission to save the prince. Thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void enshrouding all else in thy past. All signs of thy conjured existence.
I have nothing?
Nay, the words of the prince in thy memory are unmistakably of his true heart. The memories gained on thy journey, the friendships made, the trust forged. These true things art thine own. All thy trials, all thy experiences wert to prepare thee for this day. To share the strength thou hast gained with thy other self.
Finally. I've been like...
My other self?
Confused for hours. The trust and friendship I've gained has been there to support me. I made so many guesses that were nowhere near this. But if they'd known I came from nothing, that I am nothing, would people have stood by me, believed in me? And the same goes for the desire to help anyone in need. How is it that I've touted such a laughably idealistic belief this long?
Accept the truth, and thou wilt face an ordeal beyond any you have yet faced. If thy desire is instead for freedom, thou mayest still abandon thy mission, and end it here.
Is that right?
My true identity is...
So I bid thee answer my final question. Who art thou in truth?
Ooh. I wonder, this feels very much like the turning point in most Persona games where you have to answer the question somewhat correctly or you go down the bad ending route. I mean, I'm not gonna click this, but I am curious to know if I refuse to know leads to a bad end. I do have a save right before this. Maybe at the end of the episode, go back and click this and see what happens. I am the prince.
I am the prince.
What is this? I feel a curious resonance.
Could this be? But how? Impossible.
Hey, what's going on?
What awaits us now?
Which one?
Life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world. In his stead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal. It all began with the novel in thy possession. Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form.
Oh.
The form of an elder, as I once was. Time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.
Ooh. Oh. Oh no, you didn't just white hair. You just... Is this hair permanently white? Oh, it's like light blue.
What? What is this?
Okay, this is certainly one of the things I guessed a while back when I was thinking about that. And I believe I said it at some random point, but I thought it was too ridiculous and made no sense for like Gallica to not have mentioned that they would be the same, except I thought the prince wasn't real and that their memories were just muffled or something, or muddled. I would not have thought that we like literally broke off and we're living a life from his self, his ideal, all that stuff. But this is very interesting. I love this.
What's happened?
Thou hast done well to guide him this far.
This voice. I'm sure I've heard it before.
Thy mind should now be clearing. Remember now thy true charge. He was never a member of the Resistance. The mission, the departure, was thine alone. And thereafter didst thou encounter him.
Who are you? Wait, What am I saying?
In those long ago days, he had just been born into this land. Newborn in form, if not in appearance, the boy needed a guide. Thus, I decided his memories would be thine. Thou wouldst share past and purpose, a memory so crafted to suit thee. My journey to the capital would not be made alone, but alongside him.
No, that can't be. He was there when we got our orders.
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
No! But... I was alone?
By this choice, he might be saved. By these gentle, necessary lies, we could live to see this day when our dearest wish is fulfilled. As he traveled alongside thee, he gained both strength and wisdom. It is only by thy efforts that my voice reached him. He has now been saved. And so the journey ends here. Thou hast fulfilled thy mission admirably.
What? Wait just a minute. What do you mean, it ends here?
From here on, thy path is thy own. Choose thy own future for thyself, and may the fates smile on thy journey.
How do we make sense of this?
Is it really you? How do you feel?
I mean, your hair is lighter.
I feel a bit lighter.
Oh my
There
god.
seems to be no doubt. He is still himself. But I also sense His Highness within him.
I feel a bit lighter.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now he's gonna sound all royal.
Everyone? I need to tell you something. The truth is...
So let me get this straight. You're saying it's not a matter of our captain and His Highness joining together, but that the former was this disembodied entity sprung from the latter?
Then, that's why he had no memories? 'Cause he didn't even exist?
I see. Finally, I understand the strange feeling I had sensed upon our meeting. What shaped you, so to speak, was the prince's will itself, a part of his consciousness. Yes, the prince's very heart. He was his soul given flesh. Perhaps the form we knew was one shaped by material magla, much like how the dragon god manifests beyond the vessel Drakadios.
A mass of magla with a will. Forget the dragon god. He may as well have been a dragon himself. Small wonder he awakened to an archetype before anyone else. There was no great aptitude for magic. He himself was composed of pure magla.
The self, as a manifestation of one's desires. Similar to archetypes. I suppose this is the very essence of magic.
You mean to say that... it was not merely pretense to claim the prince's name? He truly was His Highness all along?
If that's true, this is finally your reunion with your sworn liege. Seems like cause for rejoicing, eh? Lady Hulkenberg of the Royal Guard.
But I failed to protect His Highness.
No. I am sure the strength of your devotion had a hand in saving him.
While all and sundry believed the lad had shuffled off, you alone kept the faith, milady. And in the end, that faith was rewarded.
Fate was changed.
Are you really His Royal Highness the Prince? Please, please forgive me, Your Highness. I failed you when you needed me most. And more, despite being a member of your royal guard, I did not recognize Your Highness at our meeting and showed you such insolence.
I'm curious what he's gonna do here. Please be joking with her with this. I feel like this has potential.
Then I hereby pronounce your sentence.
Give the poor knight a break, will you? You've been by her side all this time. You of all people know how much she's gone through for you.
This time, I will protect you. Even should it cost me my very life. I swear to it.
Finally, we've done Grius proud. We've really done it.
By the way, what are we supposed to call you now? I mean, how would you prefer to be addressed, my lord?
You think there's a reason people said that his canonical name is Will? He's literally the will of the prince? Is that why? Why do people call him Will?
Captain. Same as always.
No, Your Highness! With all respect, I must object.
This is no time to be thick-headed, Miguel. He's the one who gets to decide what we bally call him, so we'll listen to him, eh? What?
You, sir, should be begging His Highness for forgiveness on bended knee. You mangled the royal runner to your own whimsy, you lout!
Well, that is, I mean, it was all dashed useful in the end, wasn't it? A bit of clemency, Your Highness.
So much for acting same as always.
Wow. This is very... By my mind,
It's
I can't...
beyond belief. Not just that a child who'd lain cold for years could come back to us, but through such extraordinary circumstances. After so long in the curse's thrall, he could not even open his eyes. He may as well have been a corpse. But all this time, he had been on his own journey. It was the boy's dearest wish. He spoke of a fantasy of traveling the world, meeting its people, seeing its truths. And without him even knowing, magic made it real. He is a child of Elden blood and Elden legacy. All these years he spent in the village, he has rested near the secret of true magic. Perhaps this is how it came to be.
His was a fantasy surpassing fantasy. It became more than a dream, but a self-possessed force acting of its own volition. And now, reunited, Prince and fantasy live anew.
A journey to discover and reclaim the self, in all senses. No wonder he set off the custom igniter in the Royal Gauntlet Runner. It was the Crown Prince himself.
Oh, yeah.
Even having it all explained like this, it feels like nothing short of a miracle.
I can only guess that fate had a hand in it.
That's right. I remember, I heard a voice. Guide him, it said.
Is it his mom? The previous chieftain or chiefess? Chieftainess.
A voice? Whose?
If you can't remember anything from before our journey, then we probably met after you'd only just... happened, right? I shouldn't have known you then. But for some reason, I was convinced that we'd always been together. I thought we both received the order to save the prince, too. Ever since the moment I heard that weird voice guiding me. A voice? Lady Gruaday mentioned a revelation. Hold on, are we still being mystic and metaphorical, or was there an actual guide involved? I know someone was guiding me. I just don't know who. So a disembodied voice. Hang on. Come to think of it, that sounds a bit familiar for me too.
Hey, who do you think the voice belongs to? Any idea?
Yufa. Sort of.
I have a faint idea, but I'm not entirely sure.
Come to think of it, this place, the light coming in, they seem familiar.
I might say the same. When I first acquired this power, I had a vision of somewhere not unlike these grounds.
Does this mean that we've been guided as well?
Perhaps someone has been at your side unseen, watching over the course of your journey. I imagine all this comes as a great shock for you as well. But here you are, back in your rightful place. You have come to the end of your arduous journey and found new life. It is a life well won, grasped with your own 2 hands.
Chief Descruidae, we want to know everything. What is the truth behind your tribe, the Elder? We Mustari are also said to have inherited truths of the world before us. Histories hushed by sanctism. But this village, it is something altogether different. I myself feel a strange familiarity here. A lost haven underground, yet letting of the sky's light. Please, tell us, what is the Elder Tribe?
To know what we are, you must first know our history.
Okay, good.
Come to the altar room past the door. I'll wait for you there.
We've already looked at all the murals, but I was really hoping they were going to be like, all right, we need to have a conversation about each of these. So, wow, oh my God, even the portrait's different. This is going to be the main menu's different. All right, where else does his face show up? Right there too. Nope, right there. Okay. Obviously, they'd be consistent here. This is going to be trouble for thumbnails, though. Will can't be in any more thumbnails, or that's a spoiler. Sorry, Will, you're out. I feel like this is a decently big revelation. Damn, though. I don't really need to unpack because they were very thorough. Almost a little too thorough with explaining it. I mean, the Gallica thing after was maybe it could have been like summed up a little faster or implied that, you know, she had her memory messed with to always know him. But either way, like they were very thorough explaining everything about how this happened, and I'm glad it was like this and that the prince wasn't actually like secretly his brother, twin brother, or something other similar, like he didn't exist. And I don't know how that would work, especially with the curse. Like Rella died so that the prince would be cured of the thorns, so it's like that theory didn't really make sense to me, but I still had it in my head like something's wrong. Well, what could it be? No, this is very interesting. He was basically not a shadow, but I don't know. This whole game we've been playing as, I guess the closest thing would be like a shadow instead of a human going into like the Persona world, you know? Kind of, a little bit. Not really though. I don't know. I do know that this room, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the whole time we've been in here. I just didn't even think about the fact that I recognize this room. I was just like, okay. But yeah, this is absolutely where everyone learns their archetype.
Let's go.
Get further in and hear the full story. Is there anything else how does this work with the rest of these ranks? Things have changed. I guess Barden was locked, so I couldn't even finish that. Some of these are probably going to be a little awkward. Like, I could have done Nurse, so Nurse is probably going to pretend... they're pretty good at separating things. But if we're like truly the real prince and Juno knows and we do her rank and she's like, come help me, chauffeur, or my porter, carry my bags for me, that would be kind of funny. She'd probably still do it anyway. Okay, give me a few moments to be me. All right, I'm gonna read about this as well. Just because it came up. It's just gonna summarize it probably, but there might be some info they didn't add in here. The son and heir to the throne of King Hythlodaeus V. The prince and Will are now one and the same. The attack on the prince inside the royal palace led his aides to conclude the capital was no longer safe for him, so they secretly moved the prince to the ancient Elden Sanctum to continue recovering. Alas, their Elden techniques were not enough to lift the curse, and he continued to decline until falling into a coma. However, he had guidance from a mysterious voice and an indomitable will that would not see his ideals abandoned. Through these, a new body made of magla was created, much like the dragons of yore. The prince's spirit inhabited this new body, and he started another life as an entirely separate young man. And that young man, oddly enough, pursues a journey to change the world, something the prince likely would have wished to take on, had he been well enough. That through that journey, the young man came to know the truth behind everything, and after his spirit returned to his body, he could then reveal himself publicly as the prince once more. This is very, very interesting now, the way we set a bunch of stuff up. Like, we get to still be called Your Highness. Oh, actually, people are probably terrified of us because they think we're a human monster and they're attacking us. Oh, I don't know how this is going to go. Oops. How could this be? 'Tis truly a miracle. Lady Gruaday mentioned she'd caught wind of some manner of revelation. Could this be the late queen's... Oh, good. He already spelled it out.
Come off it.
Well, I'll be. Am I correct in presuming that you are the prince now? I hadn't heard of any Elder boy joining the resistance ranks and going out on missions, so seeing you took me by surprise. To think you are the prince's other half. Fate is a fickle one. We actually have a real body, too. Like, this is the prince. He is fine. It's not like we just took on his memories or something. Hey, Russell. Now could this be? His Highness resurrected. 'Tis a most joyous turn of events, of course, but I dare say my heart needs a reprieve from all these sharp twists of fate. To think he'd been alive and well, residing in a body composed from magla particles. He furthered his goals by storing his mind within another vessel. 'Tis reminiscent of His Majesty's royal magic. Ooh, kinda.
All very nice.
Never before have I seen such incredible magic. Your Highness, as I understand it, you managed to thwart 2 separate attempts in your life, correct? We Elda are used to weathering our fair share of misfortune, and yet you've evidently faced so much worse. Oh yeah, and then like the original prince went out and, protected people from dying. I believe that's what Russell said a while back.
Oh.
So even he just woke up and he was still a good person. What in the heavens? The dead prince is alive? Old man Russell must be dumbfounded. If the rest of the resistance still lived, I wonder how they might have taken the news. Hold on, I gotta go back in here quick.
Really?
Okay. I wanted to know if we're gonna have different dialogue on this.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, it's the same, I think. What about the bed that your body was on? Okay, so nothing. Oh, you?
Oh, now this I can't believe.
There was a really bright light, and now there's a dead person who came back to life? Are all the royalty from the outside world like you? The outside world sounds ridiculous.
Now what am I to do?
Quite the state our village is in right now, so if there's anything you need, now's the time.
Hello.
Talking rarities from outside the village is my job. Isolation or not, we're far from self-sufficient without the outside world. We do have some understanding of the goings-on out there. Old Russell listens very intently to whatever I report. This man does not care that the prince just woke up. Let's get 2 ambrosia as well. Those are very helpful. You have the whole thing. The whole list. I think that's everyone.
Oh, it's you!
Yonder lies that place. She awaits you. And also, please kindly refrain from making loud noises or you'll start at the fairies. Okay. Same dialogue. Tell me everything.
Does this depict the Elder tribe?
Elder comes from an ancient word, meaning only the old ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village in the distant past. As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
Hugh Stroll.
The human tribe. So Luis's words...
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization today. Was it destroyed? Why? How?
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic. Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divided tribes, what could they have disagreed on? They were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to destroy something invisible, and destroyed only themselves. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world, and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the world before. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Humanity was torn apart by fear and anxiety, giving rise to the tribes as we know. Yeah, this I kind of expect.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division. And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart. More than that, it's how we all got here.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries. You understand now, yes? We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
That means the prince, that is to say, I am a scion of both the old world and the new.
It beggars belief. Tis nothing short of astounding. But then, why do we know these monsters as humans?
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation, until it was beyond all control. Our world became a hell. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to. Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes in the war of magic. Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature.
Excuse me? Picturing those monstrous nonsense, like chicken egg looking things breeding? None of that makes sense.
Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, the name only meant slavering, insane monsters. Therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today. The Elder.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus Church fit in? All this revisionist history to spread their magic igniters.
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the Church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat of history's destructive mistakes. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed, but its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one's personal magic. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elder denounced.
I had no idea. There's a grim irony in that.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked, his motives concealed.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes and ideologies, but of one mind. As you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals, yet with mutual respect and cooperation.
The sovereign's power, thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in their names. Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging its existence. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true in its company.
There's weakness in people. I'm sure there are many who would say that helping anyone in need is nothing but a fantasy.
And besides...
But realistic or not, I refuse to accept Louise's methods as the alternative. The weak and those who dissent don't deserve to die out, as though that's the natural order. Ooh, wait. Oh, damn, what is that sword? His Majesty. Oh, I guess I could have just looked down. My determination to challenge the unknown has awakened the heroic embodiment of the prince. That is the... There was one icon.
Let's do it.
In the library. Oh man. If no one understands me right away, I accept that. There will still be meaning in showing them my convictions in the fight to come. This is one only he can use, right? Fight. That is my mission.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end.
Don't you dare.
What.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together? No. I'm going to face Luis with you, even if it is scary.
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I've realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming it makes a person stronger. There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something I don't understand. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you because I want to be.
Both of these?
I'll be counting on you as always.
Same here. Stick close to me, okay?
Do it. Oh, that is not rank 8. Shit.
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster. And no doubt he can do it again.
But that could have just been because he was not a soulless, but like, he was comprised of only Magla, right? Why would he go directly for him and no one else?
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters.
Oh.
In other words, a destabilizing magic, turning a person's Magla into a snarl beyond control. This man named Luis, he may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Luis has been here? What do you know of him?
What do you wish to know?
Everything. What is the forbidden spell? We do need to know about it, but that makes it sound like I'm gonna use it. Tell me about him.
Who exactly is Luis?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and more sure that Luis is from this village. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts. They're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with, however prodigious. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was one by the name of Caradrius, a family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the ones he now exploits.
Ooh.
The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy, that may be the reason for his vast knowledge.
Wait, what about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw. Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into humans?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about. Who knows what he's thinking?
What do you wish to know?
It doesn't... Wouldn't the royal magic help him in that?
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of Magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, it can also be deliberately pushed out of control. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer, and thus, the power of magic is born.
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the source of all magic?
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. By certain means, it may be kindled into power. That is what we call magic. In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. Magic is a natural process, and anxiety is its invaluable, irreducible fuel. But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce more and more Magla from their hearts. Without the willpower to face your fear, the Magla overflows. Uncontrollable by magic, it can give rise to strange and terrible happenings as it manifests, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across our kingdom.
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals. The beasts driven feral. The very land is erupting with the weight of its people's fears.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next. He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story. If what you say is true...
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis so chooses, he could turn anyone into a human monster.
He's not lying then. Everyone could become a human monster because they all come from Elda. So nothing Luis has said is technically incorrect. He wasn't lying.
Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even this transformation may be defied and overcome.
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the unlikely event that happens...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can only be hatred. If Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a thirst for revenge, even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite of an archetype. A truly dark power.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him! The malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the woods.
After him!
I forgot all about Zorba. Oh boy. I'm so distracted I completely just forgot about him. Magla particles are produced by feelings of anxiety or when fear or apprehension become excessively strong. Unconscious feelings of hostility and the desire to eliminate the source of those feelings are transmitted into Magla, triggering an unintentional outburst of magic which can go rampant. Melancholization is when creatures or surrounding objects undergo an irregular transformation due to this outburst. Although it is thought that severe melancholization that alters even the physical appearance of a subject could not occur outside wartime, in present-day peace, there are actually increasing cases of melancholization outside of people-occupied lands. It's unclear what is causing these unusual occurrences, as though the kingdom has been plagued with years-long anxiety. Damn. Yeah. Igniters assist with the most difficult part of using magic, the process of accurately imagining the phenomenon one wishes to bring about. An igniter substitutes imagination with a formula in its circuits, making magic easier. This technology was created in the old world, where people who had already discovered magic used igniters to amplify their power. Igniters and the technology that created them were lost in the aftermath of the War of Destruction and became forbidden as a result. But as people began to seek magic again over time, igniters were rediscovered and used in quite the opposite way they had originally been intended. Those in power disseminated them with the falsehood that they were a requirement for the use of magic in an effort to prevent magic from becoming the destructive force it once was. Their collar-like form is a symbol of this. Collar-like form.
What now?
Hold. Where is it? Right there. Oh, it's right in the forehead. Make synthesis easier to activate? Ooh. Manifestation of the Prince archetype. With powerful attacks and buff skills. Attack and buff skills. The Prince excels at controlling the battlefield by increasing turns and enhancing allies' strengths. A unique ability to cast all synthesis skills makes what? The Prince's presence highly valuable for the options they enable in battle. Oh no, you do not. This is straight out of P3. Armageddon's final sire? 999 to all enemies? Oh, damn. It doesn't require all your MP, though, and all your health. Wait, why? It's not every synthesis. It's just a bunch of them. First ally, Royal Archetype. Second, wait, what? Support attacks from comrades happen more easily. Oh, that's the same as Seeker. Heavy physical slash to 1. Boosted damage against human. Oh, this is the big one. This is the big heat riser by 3 ranks. Damn. Heavy magic light damage. Huh. Add 4 turn icons. Can only be used once per battle. Resist all affinity damage other than Almighty? No way. No way. Holy shit, it doesn't have a weakness. Deals extreme physical Almighty to 1 enemy. I mean... Oh, of course it still uses the Seeker stuff. Whew. Okay, can anyone else use that? No. No, they cannot. What do you mean by Royal Archetypes? Ooh, oh, okay. Ready to acquire a new embodiment. So there's a Royal Knight. There's a Royal Knight, a Royal Samurai. Ooh. At least that's what I'm assuming. Okay, that's very exciting. Milady Gruide. And that intruder came here to claim the prince's life. As it stands, his remission remains unfulfilled. In other words, the assassin hasn't fled. You should assume he lies in wait, biding his time for another opportunity to come at you. Hold up, can I, inherit? I can. Heat up, magic circle. Synthesis hit rate. Oh, I have no idea. Let's take a Void Wave. Actually, let's take Seeker's Gale. By their very nature, fairies are magical beings who can recalibrate the density of their magla particles at will. Should the need arise, they can make themselves practically invisible to those with a lesser sensitivity to magla. That is why Gallica goes largely unnoticed. It is also why fairies make excellent messengers. I dare say the Sanctum is the sole place you'll find this many fairies flitting around without a concern for being hidden. Needless to say, this bond is a testament to the long-standing intertwining of Elda traditions and magic. Thank you, that was some deep information on them.
I beg your pardon.
The sword once belonged to the prince, did it not? Though I suppose... Wait, that sword? Which sword? Though I suppose now that makes you its rightful owner. One glance and I can tell, you still use it even now. Not only for combat, for sword surfing as well? Oh. That sword was a gift from Her Highness, our queen, and your mother. She was quite skilled with it. Free-spirited as she was, she'd fly about the forest, much with to the ire of Lady Gruide. Any doubts concerning your lineage are disproved by this blade and how you use it. You are indeed Her Highness's flesh and blood. Thank you. Huh. So that sword... If only it was stronger.
It's too much to take.
The assassin came running out of that door. Who could have assumed he was still in hiding in the sanctum? An assassin who fled. His flow of magla bore little resemblance to a normal person's. It was unsettling. Please be careful.
Awful.
What? Awful. Now what is it? Accursed scoundrels, have you not stirred things up enough? Hold on, I really need to know what she has to say.
Oh,
Oh, now this I can't believe.
That spell went off that went off was massive. I'm sure even the intruder wanted to know what was going on. Seeing as they came to kill the prince, they're probably after you. People from the outside world are mad.
What in the blaze?
I thought the assassin fled. What was he doing back here? Don't tell me you were followed. That figure who just started by. Is he not the one who came to murder the prince? So the knave was hiding. He ran towards the stairs. Russell, is everyone safe? We are. We've had no casualties. However, we were swept aside like pebbles, unworthy of even a glance. I could do nothing but watch. I was powerless against him. There was a little else that could have been done. Responsible as they were for the downfall of the resistance, any move we might have had would have resulted in needless sacrifices. I believe that intruder sensed the power of the prince's awakening and came to investigate. I don't know why he would have run away, but surely he has a plan. Tread carefully, please.
Watch out!
I'll chase after the intruder. Russell, everyone, please be careful. Of course. And with the prince only just having awoken, that accursed assassin went racing out of the cave. Can't fathom why, but he looked most bemused. It was rather unsettling.
Ready?
Yep.
Stop!
He's just fast walking away.
You! Zorba. So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Luis.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires, then I shall see it done.
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter, only fit to be sacrificed.
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler. Because he knows the people's suffering firsthand.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a corpse. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Oh, it's you.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away, but it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Keep your guard up. The Melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power on full display.
Which human was this? I know we fought this model before. Yeah, with the fruit. Is that the first one we ever did? Power your newly earned archetype. Prince surges forth.
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kinda feels like fate by now. Okay, time for a new fight. Stay on your toes.
All right, Prince archetype, exclusive to protagonist. You can now change it out as you wish. What? Oh, after this battle, I can change it out. It can act as support for all synthesis skills. Oh, that's what they mean. Oh. So anyone who's like, I need a knight, a mage, or a summoner, or a prince, He applies to everything. Oh, none of its skills can be transferred.
All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
That's fair. Damn. I mean, I gotta do this. What? Wait, aren't you actually weak to wind? If you're the same one that I fought in the beginning of the game, I'm doing this.
Wind!
You hit their weakness! That's your opening, Captain.
I remember you.
Come on, follow me! Please behold this power!
Oh, I should have put the AoE on. Oh, I mean, maybe this will do some damage. Extreme to all, heavy to all. Okay.
Let my power support you.
I'll show you everything I've got.
Never seen this.
That felt great.
Everyone is counting on me.
I thought that was a light move, not lightning.
Let us combine our powers. I pray you're ready.
Oh, we got rid of all the fruit.
Jack Frost! Help me finish this.
You better be ready.
AoE? Yeah, go ahead.
Get wrecked! Destroying's my kind of thing.
More apples? Quick, knock them off again!
If it wastes a turn spawning apples and I can kill them every turn, then it's over. Royal Sword. You know what? I wanna see this. Let's use you.
Give it all you've got.
Let's do this!
Ooh. The 3,000? Okay.
Healing. I call upon a royal soul.
Oh yeah, you made everything weak to light. I don't... Oh, we killed everything, so... Yeah, we'll just use this.
Light! You hit their weakness.
I shall do my
Don't
best.
let up now, Juna.
Do we know?
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
I don't think these things have a weakness.
Take my fullest power. Perhaps I ask for your aid.
2 to 4 on
Now is
1.
it the
Devil summoner!
I'm just gonna do... that again.
Jack Frost!
Okay,
Hee-ho.
here I go. You're out of here. Sorry, my bad.
Did I get him?
I know what you're thinking.
Basilio, nice dodge!
It just lost all its turns.
Come forth, Royal Soul!
If you would.
Oh my god, it's so strong. Are you kidding me? When God's Gale. Ooh, and a new weapon. They're just really pushing this on me.
I shall rise to the occasion.
Yes,
Hey.
I've become stronger.
No, you need magic, not strength.
The bastard got away.
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight on even footing with a human.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves invincible, but don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking. Everything's going according to plan.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. We'll not find any public backing like this.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is water and fire, in condemned conflux. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
Right.
Years of prejudice won't go away overnight. Nothing could accomplish that. But if we don't believe things can change, they never will.
Come what may. My life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
Oh yeah.
Of course. I'm prepared.
Yes. That determination is how we'll stop him.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
We've lost too many lives along this journey, and if Luis has his way with the world, such partings would become all too common. They have to stop him.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
Looking forward to the victory song.
Well, we've got bigger things to worry about now. But I can't wait to sing it.
You... I'm still amazed. You really do look just like your mother. Truly, you are a child of fate. Your mother, she loved your father, and you with all her heart. The injustice that befell this village is not your fault. But listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return until you have fulfilled your ambitions. After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Thank you for everything.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the Gauntlet Runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
The royal... You sure? Can you just give me like 30,
It's a bit
30
strange,
days?
isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Ooh.
Stay beside me forever.
Wow. When you put it like that, you're gonna make me blush. But thanks.
Having overcome her trial, I can sense newfound conviction from Gallica, both as a friend and ally. Finally!
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
It feels like Christmas. This is Christmas. First we get
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way.
all the lore, just all of it, everywhere. And all the twists, just back to back, everything. Then you give me the Prince archetype, which is apparently just invincible by the sounds of it. And now Gallica's maxed out, so I have Elemental Master and Warlock, which I'm very much looking forward to, because I've been waiting on heavy magic this whole time. Oh, during squad battles you may gain an extra turn icons. Just because? Can you explain that one to me? Yay! It was called Warlock.
When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head.
This is the magic of music that Gallica cast for me once. Now that I think about it, it may have helped me in ways I didn't realize.
By the way, the chief has told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you that book when you were still just a kid. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. I suppose you'll have to find out for yourself.
This book is a legacy of my parents, the late king of Uchronia and the queen of the Elden Sanctum. Written by Moore, who is apparently not imprisoned by the king? That's what it sounds like. Perhaps the utopia depicted in this book wasn't a mere fantasy, but ideas of the old world passed down in the Sanctum.
The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. Let's read it together.
Oh, shit. End of the book.
The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. To maintain justice in this world, there are innumerable obstacles to overcome. Yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow. A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. There's a little more. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges, and its people may come to conflict over the question of what is right. What is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? None have yet found the answers to these questions.
Then true utopia has never been achieved. Understandably, it's a very hard thing to imagine. So-called utopia depicted within the novel was based on the old world, but it fell into ruin and was destroyed by war. So if this book traces the trajectory of the old world, are these truly the ideals we're striving for? It seems rather the opposite.
So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if you become king, you'll have plenty of tough questions and struggles to face yourself.
What do you mean, if?
Lady Gruaday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village, that little by little, the pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his son. In the end, his will was broken. He didn't lift a finger to stop the church's rise to power. With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. His values are radical and cruel, but he's devoted to them. Unshakable, even. But we can't lose either. For the sake of everyone who has believed in us along the way.
Even if I were to win the throne, there's no guarantee my idealistic vision could ever become a reality. And yet, what choice is there but to believe in them and fight on? The alternative is to accept that nothing will change.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
After discussing the novel and her ideals with Gallica, I closed my eyes. Oh god. Don't... More big reveals? Academia. It seems I've been summoned.
I saw what happened. So, you found a way to unequivocally shape your destiny. As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being used, even in ancient times.
Then why do you have a bookshelf up there with the symbol for Prince on it?
An archetype whose existence was only theoretical, known to some scholars as the magic of true sovereignty. Indeed, a power of legend. I once said that to be elder was your inescapable fate. However, it seems the truth was more complex than that. Magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety. And archetypes are its essence. They are manifestations of a resolve capable of heroic virtue. So then, What do you think is the foremost, most inescapable fate a person must bear?
The foremost fate? I'm not really sure, but for me to be me, and for you to be you? Or something like that.
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, and once your familial place is determined, that fate cannot be changed. Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. By your own will, you were born again as a prince. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold of truly becoming a ruler, not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. You are ready to rule your very self. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is awakened within you. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness such a remarkably fated boy. It almost bespeaks.
Indeed, 'tis his hands that bear our fate.
Who? I remember. I know that I know this voice. Had I forgotten it all this time?
Please.
Yes. I swear I've heard it before. And I let it slip from my mind. Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak. Who are you? Why have you awakened this boy to his power?
If it is answers you seek, then go and claim them.
Are you? Could you be?
As for you, I bid thee awaken.
Oh, come on.
Onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy place at the final proving of the ascension of kings.
Goddamn Heidelin cut me off. We're so close. My consciousness faded away, and I was sent back to my sleep. We'll hear at the end of the game, apparently. I'm reminded that Moore was the author of the fantasy novel. Has Moore visited the ancient Elden Sanctum? Yeah. He probably knows that who it is because of that.
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
Whoa! Oh. Got a new thing.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that this is actually happening, I've got some pre-show jitters.
All this royalty? I always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me. Never figured I'd be walking alongside one myself.
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one people living in a shared world.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
Yes. Give me 30 days.
We can't give up. Stand strong to the end.
Of course. No way we're losing here. I've got the fire in my eyes now.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Can I ask you one more thing? Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
That would be kind of hilarious coming from him.
I want to protect this country and its people.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight, I will ever serve you with all my soul and ability.
Well, I guess this means we're ready as we're gonna be.
What do you mean? There's no way we're just gonna.
We are
this place here.
So we.
Let's move.
All right. Well, there's gonna be a cutscene, and we're gonna find out that we can't do it right now.
You see?
I doubt all in Grand Trad will give us a warm reception. Still, should we choose not to fight, then Luis's victims only pile higher. Easy to say will help anyone, but doing it's a whole nother thing. All the more reason we gotta prove we're serious by putting our lives on the line. We'll lead by example. Besides, it won't be the first time we've crawled our way up from the bottom.
After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward, spirits rekindled by battle. They head to Grand Trad, for the fight is far from over.
Far from over.
That elder boy is nowhere to be found. I suppose it's only a matter of time until Luis takes the throne.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general.
The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimately forced out of his position. Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Luis alone is reaping the benefits?
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves, so they follow those who provide. We've certainly relied on that ourselves.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now that we are out of ideas, what can we do?
Can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide? Run? Our ships are in port.
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have one way to survive.
Ooh. He's 100% on our side, right? He's helping us somehow. Convince the people?
Well then, let us depart.
Lord Luis, your pardon. We've encountered an unexpected snag. I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death, yet it appears the boy candidate has merged with his corpse. It seems the prince is now resurrected.
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more, the boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently, and then returning to his corporeal body.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened in his sanctum. How interesting. After these long years, my chase may finally come to an end. My nemesis awaits.
Lord Luis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show Lord Luis I am worthy of his gaze.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and enter the royal palace in the sky.
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king, and...
Rest assured, that old fool is powerless to stop me now. Proceed.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
You're gonna give me like a moment, right? You're just gonna do this.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of wreath.
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Oh no, of course not. I'm just saying.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tithes? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princeliness had any supporters left.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news? The times we live in, I'll tell you.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis was selling about the prince. The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance Luis orchestrated the entire thing?
Oi, churchman! You saying Count Luis lied to us? You think he cast some big illusion?
What?
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another? Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
All right, all right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster yourself.
Oi! What's all this fuss about?
Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows. You'll die just like Forden.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing helps fight it off. Humans have been sighted near the capital, after all.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights the kindling. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo have always struggled to understand the appeal.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad. Not normal, I say.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath us. Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes are on his Skyrunner as it rises to the flying palace. What are we about to see?
Ooh, it's just his face on the palace there.
Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while. Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied from within. That is peace, but not order. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change, and I will provide it.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary, broken old man.
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings were aware of their secrets? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people can use it? Listen well, O king. The truth behind the royal magic. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
What did he say that made him so surprised? I have no idea why only the king can use it. Huh.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Oh my.
Thou wert elder.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
No way. Those were fake horn.
You
even
cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save one lone possibility.
Well, I mean, they did say he was. He'd probably been from there,
Snatching
but still.
victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Trad. But they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop.
I'm just watching a movie now. We're just watching a movie together. I apologize I'm talking so much, but I have to make it feel like I'm actually doing something.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Isn't that... Oi! That monster boy's come back!
Ah, that's why the sky's grown so hellish. The half-dead bastard returns with his head held high.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions help them to understand?
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still, we should walk with pride instead of trying to keep our heads down.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns! Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored!
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why didn't His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Louis said! You'll not fool us again, beast!
Oi! Calm down. At least listen.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a Paripus like you, and you spit on him! Scum! Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to support the prince?
Lady Juna, I can't believe this! I admired you! Why would you risk dying alongside some fake prince?
Not the water
I don't
merchant.
intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing with.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne chasers. Shame! Shame!
Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus Church for you!
How dare you strike out at him?
They're all traitors, I say!
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them. Every one of them's only concerned with their own emotions, and nothing else.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough. Leave! Get out of our royal capital!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How about it?
This is bad. They really are out for our blood. Has everyone gone insane?
Oh. Oh.
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out. You need to run. Now!
Yeah, whatever he did with the Royal Scepter. Letting people bring out their
We weren't away from the city that
anxiety.
long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty now?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised as a person.
No, that's not...
I know, it's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection. So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Oh, that's all true then. I have my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time. Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little discourse, but I'd only looked to others for change. Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had. Even if there's no malice to it, it's a dangerous thing. Hard to think clear when your mind's a muddy stream.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic. But we have to do something about it. If we don't, they'll never listen. We'll only ever be seen as an enemy.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot. Let's head there for now, shall we?
Not the Hushed Honeybee? Is it a different inn? Oh my god, you're letting me look around? Nurse is heading back to the Gauntlet Runner. It seems like the city has calmed down at least a tiny bit. They'd have a hard time wrecking our Gauntlet Runner, but we shouldn't chance it. Just make our way to the Hushed Honeybee. Everyone has already gone on ahead. This is still going. Oh god, and there are people to talk to. Okay. Just like we discussed like 2 episodes ago. It'd be really cool if the third act everything was going to shit everywhere.
Right. Where to?
At least in Grand Tread, it's definitely going to shit. I hope this is basically going to happen every place, simply to refresh it for like a finale situation. What is that weather? That's not just like heat wave, right? What is the red weather?
All right then.
Let's go.
Oh, I don't think I can check the weather.
What now?
Big bargain day. That doesn't help me. Yeah, I don't think I can actually check the weather, but that's an interesting icon. It's like a sun, but with like way more rays. Okay. All right, well, a lot happened. I need to take a break. I've been recording for, I think, 9.5 hours straight now, as you could probably tell over the entire last episode, and maybe even in the last one before that. I'm paying attention. My eyes are just slowly, I can't keep them open. So I'm going to go take a nap before I continue this. And then I'm probably going to rewatch this whole section so I'll discuss anything I might have missed that I'm curious about. But this has been great. This has been very good story so far. I'm very curious to see what happens next. And then you give me 30 days, right? 30 days?
What now?
Oh yeah, there'll be 30 days. We're probably going to be doing something on the 25th, and then... Actually? 31 days? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how they're going to resolve things to the point where they'd be like, all right, you're allowed to free roam for a while. Also, why would we be waiting for the day of the hero? Like, I don't know why we would be waiting for Luis or any encounter or something like that, but I guess we're going to find out. So, well, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it, and I will see you in the next one.